Hey, painting pals! Welcome back to Mandy's Minis Live. And today we're painting up a couple different figures. We're just gonna finish off some of my commissions. So that's what I'm working on now. And this one is from Impact Miniatures. Isn't it adorable? It's from a video game. Don't ask me which one. I have no clue. I don't play video games much anymore. I used to.
What was the last video game you played?
One of the Gods of War, I'm sure.
No, Star Wall.
Star Wall. Oh, the Narwhal game, yeah. That was a fun game. You get to be a narwhal and attack the other narwhals. So, that's a fun game. But yeah, I'm more old school on my video games. I don't like playing online with random people I don't know. So I don't play a whole lot of video games anymore. And quite frankly, I'm usually pretty busy painting, so that is where all my time goes. Which is alright by me. I am good with that. Really, there's nothing else I'd rather be doing anyway. So, if you love miniature painting, you're in the right place. This guy is going to be on display at Adepticon, which is coming up pretty soon now. I believe that's the end of March, usually. I'm not going this year. We have gone in the past. I missed last year. We went to GaryCon instead. But this year, we're just not going to any early year conventions because well, honestly, because my New Year's resolution was to be a little bit more financially responsible, and we're sticking with that. So, even though it's a business write-off for me and all that kind of fun stuff, it still costs costs a good amount of money and things like that to go. So, we're gonna just skip it this year, and then next year I plan to be there for sure. But it's a lot of fun. Now I am still hoping to get to at least a couple other conventions this year. Well, let's be honest, probably one.
We just don't know which one yet.
Well, honestly, it'll probably wind up being the IPMS Nationals. This year it's going to be held in Indiana, which is not too far from us. And I have been sent the information and requested to submit to possibly give a seminar there. So that means that's probably the one I'll go to.
If they like what you have to say.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, who would?
Aw, thanks.
I like all the things you have to say.
Even when I'm nagging you?
Unfortunately, yes.
We have a pretty good relationship.
Alright, so we have an excellent relationship. Otherwise, it wouldn't have lasted more than 20 years.
That's true. That's very, very true. We're old now. Married for over 20 years. Wow.
Right? And we had 22 this year. We're going to hit 22 this year.
Yes. Is there a reason you're whispering?
I didn't really think I was whispering.
Yar.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be a no then. What do you think of that?
I think that's fine.
Good.
But you'll probably want to speak up if you want people to hear you.
Oh, I mostly don't care whether people can hear me or not. More interested in whether people can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just the producer. Nobody's supposed to hear the producer.
Sure they are. I think hearing the producer is good. Especially because otherwise I have to come up with things to say, and, well, I don't think I could carry a whole conversation while I was painting by myself. I mean, it would be one thing if I was giving a tutorial, but, you know, right now my tutorial would just be put paint on the brush and apply it to the unpainted areas.
Evenly and smoothly. Okay, along those lines, I've got a question. I do have a question. Because
Okay.
I was painting last night. I know
Yes,
that
you
our
were.
I know that our viewers will not believe that, but I was.
Ben
So-
has been working on improving his painting slightly.
But more, I've had ideas in my head, and I've got an idea that I want to see, come to life. So I've got things I want to happen. So, how do you avoid visible brush strokes?
You thin your paints down, and you properly load up your brush, wick off the excess, and then paint. That's really all there is to it.
So it
If
doesn't
you're-
really have much to do with how you're applying the paint.
Not really, no.
Okay. It
If
has
you
more to do
see,
with how much paint is actually on your brush.
how much paint and how thick it is, yes.
Okay.
Thin down paint will not leave any brush strokes. I mean, you might see some at first, but again, you're going to do 2 thin coats. You know, the miniature painting catchphrase from Duncan Rhodes. 2 thin coats. And that way, if you see any brush strokes from the first pass, you're going to fill them in with the second pass.
Okay.
So, it's all about thinning your paints. And you shouldn't have too much of that because I keep giving you Reaper paints and they're thinner.
I really don't, but every now and then I do, so it's just...
Every now and again, when you grab one of my other paints that needs to be thin.
No.
And you don't like using a wet palette. A wet palette properly thins your paints for you. It does that work.
Okay.
But for some reason, he just won't pull out his wet palette. And I got him a really nice Credrufi.
She did.
I mean, you guys have heard me talk about the Credrufi system plenty on this channel. It is absolutely amazing. It is a game-changing system. Fantastic to use. I really recommend it.
I haven't gotten there. I'm sorry. I haven't gotten there.
It's not a matter of getting there. It's you've got the tool, just use it. It doesn't make sense not to use the tools you have. Especially when their jobs are to make painting easier. Not to mention it helps make your paint last longer, so you can get more out of a painting session.
I mean, that's part of it too. I've never had paint not last me through a painting session, so...
That's because you also only have small painting sessions.
Usually. I usually get sick of it before.
See, no, you're doing it wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, you're not enjoying it.
Okay.
If you're not enjoying it, you're never going to be good at it. Because it's always going to be work, it's always going to be a pain in the neck. You cannot get really good at something when you hate it.
I don't hate it. I'm not saying
Okay,
that.
when you don't enjoy it.
I get it.
So. That's pretty much it. You've got to enjoy what you're doing. And then you'll do it more, and you'll practice, and you'll get really, really good. That is one of the key secrets to miniature painting. Becoming good at miniature painting. You enjoy it, and you do it. And you practice, practice, practice. And you want to always try to be learning.
As I'm doing more of it, I am enjoying it more. I'm getting better at it. So that is, your advice is working.
Good. I always like hearing I'm right, especially for my husband. But, yeah. It's not really a big secret. We don't, miniature painters don't hide their secrets, their techniques, their anything. That's why it's the best community ever. Everybody is very generous with their knowledge and help. And that's why I absolutely love miniature painting. It has done wonderful things for my life. And hopefully all of you guys too. But yeah, I've gotta try and decide if I am going to submit to do a seminar at Nationals. What topic would I do?
I still think OSL would be good for modelers. Because, I mean, you're doing... So, like we said, it is the international modeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is not specific to figures, but also includes, you know, ships and cars and armor and airplanes and all that jazz.
All models.
Yep. Whole bunch of everything.
Yeah, but if the rest of the nation is anything like we are out here, our little chapter in West Michigan has definitely been growing more to miniature painters, to doing little figures and Warhammer, D&D, that kind of a thing. So that could also be good, because
That's true.
I'd be willing to bet not a whole lot of their speakers are going to talk on miniatures.
No, so what you've got to do is you've got to kind of find that...
That mid-ground, something that works for both.
Right, or even just find that niche.
Well, we did, at our local, the Great Lakes Challenge, I spoke there, or did some, I've done 4 seminars there total. And the first one was OSL and was it layering?
I believe so.
I think it was layering. I'm not sure. I don't remember what that other one was. But then there was also I did skin tone and brush care. Both very good topics, especially for I feel like brush care is definitely the one that fits best with every modeler.
That probably
Because
does
they-
carry over very well.
They all paint their figures or their models, except for maybe the Gundams. Those usually come pre-made, pre-painted. But the car guys, the airplanes, they all do paint them by hand or airbrush or something along those lines. So I feel like brush care would be a very popular topic. All right. He's looking so cute. Can you believe I did all that freehand last night? Real tiny.
I can. I watched you do it.
Yep, it was pretty insane. What do you think? Should I put one more layer of the gold on to kind of brighten that part up? Or do we think it looks good there?
I think it looks pretty bright. But, you know, that's just me.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I think that looks pretty nice right there.
Cool.
Alright, let me do a little bit on the cuffs and the legs. And then I can finish off the base and call this one complete.
Ooh, so fancy.
Yeah, how nice is that? I mean, is there anything better than finishing a model and putting on that sweet black rim?
I'm sure there are things, but our channel doesn't need to talk about them.
Very true, very true. Alright. There we go. Alright, now I have to wait for the contrast paint on the base to finish drying before I can do the dry brush and really finish it off. But I think I'm going to jump ahead while I'm waiting and do the sweet black rim now.
Ooh.
I know. So crazy going out of order and
Such
just
a
being all wild and crazy.
Such a renegade.
No, man. Getting kind of scary. Look at how nice that looks to finish it off.
You're way off screen. You're
Oh.
way off.
Well,
There
there
you
you go. Now you get to see. Look at how good that finishes off. Now that you can actually see it.
Sorry, everybody.
Ben's decided to pick up painting right next to me as opposed to actually watching me paint like he's supposed to. So, apparently we're gonna have
Hey, monkey see, monkey do.
apparently we're gonna have poorly produced show here.
And yes, I realize that cast me as the monkey, and
Actually, they cast both of us as monkey. When you say it that way, you did. Monkeys. Oh well, I guess that
Not
is
really.
now just you.
yeah, it's just me.
Okay, well that's all right.
I was just gonna say that's
We could have the little
the
Ren and
role I'm used to.
the Ren and Stimpy thing come up.
Having
I'm
my
gonna
evolving,
be a monkey.
right? Having my evolving lessons.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna put him off to the side so the base can finish drying, so I can do the dry brush on that, and we're gonna switch over to the next
The
character.
big one. Okay, we gotta zoom out for that.
Yep. So,
One moment, please, while we, handle technical.
yeah, I think I've got to move the camera completely. She doesn't fit, like, at all
No,
on here.
that's as far zoomed out as I can go, so.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
I mean, we can see her feet, so.
Well, luckily that's the area that I'm painting most. But I'll kind of flip it up. So this is Lilymon.
She's one of the Digimon monsters.
Alright, quick poll for chat.
Not that there's anybody out there to chat right at the moment. But quick poll for everybody. Who liked Digimon better than Pokemon? I happen to be one of the people who liked Digimon better because you got to see the monsters. At least I like the TV shows, so I'm only talking about the TV shows. I like the fact that during each episode you got to see, the monsters go through, they would evolve back and forth.
Okay. I watched neither. So I cannot actually give you any opinions.
Well, let me let you in on the underlying important part.
Uh-huh.
You're not missing much.
No, I didn't think so. Never got into the Pokemon craze. Never got into the Digimon craze. I had my own things.
No, you were doing musicals at that point.
Yep, I love musicals. Love musical theater. But, that's okay.
Do a deer, a female deer.
Is that a Digimon?
No, not even a little bit. But thank you for playing.
There you go. How's that for a fun challenge that I would totally suck at? Digimon or Pokemon? Could that turn into a fun game? I mean, to be fair, I know Pikachu, but that's just, cultural icon at this point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Pikachu.
And that and the Charizard thing. This live stream brought to you by Root Beer.
Root beer is awesome. Root beer and Digimon. Come on.
I mean, that was loud.
Sorry, that's how soda cans open. And unless you're going to drink the whole thing at once, 2 liters are not a good option for root beer. Everything goes flat.
And nobody likes flat root beer, and don't try and tell me otherwise.
My mom did. My mom would only drink flat soda.
It's actually true.
I know it is.
I can't argue with that. I can't. My. Your mom was weird.
She didn't like the gas. She wanted something not gassy.
Although, interestingly enough,
Yes.
you remember my childhood best friend Eric?
Yes.
His mom.
He was the best man at our wedding.
He was the best man at our wedding. A very good guy.
How could I forget him?
Love that guy. His mom used to make homemade root beer,
Ooh.
which was not carbonated either because, well, it's homemade.
You know, nowadays just get a soda stream and carbonate it yourself, but
Yeah, that wasn't a thing back in like 1983.
I know. I lived through it. I was there. I mean, not in the same area as you, but I was alive then. We experienced that. Okay. So I think we need to have a count during this season. By the way, guys, in case you...
We have seasons?
Yeah. Yes, there are seasons in the world. They do happen.
I thought we were talking about like season the way television has seasons.
Oh, no. Not like that.
Okay.
No, no.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
in
excuse
the
me.
what, late winter season?
We are in, for those of you who are not on our Discord, we are in Shamrock Shake season.
This is very true. This is
And
very true.
Ben has created the cult of the Shamrock Shake. So,
It's not going very well. I've only, managed to convince one follower or create one follower.
one follower so far.
My cult is not going very well. We're not going to take over the world with one person or two people.
Not likely.
So yes, the question of the day is, how many Shamrock Shakes have you had thus far this season?
This Shamrock Shake season. I think we need to do a count every week. So far, Ben is at 3 out of the 5 days they've had them. So,
And each and every one has been delicious.
yeah. Like I said, the cult of the Shamrock Shake. He's a little bit obsessed with them. In the cutest way.
They are fluorescent glory. What do you want?
They are.
Even you like them. Not
I
quite
do.
as much as I do, but...
No, I
still
don't like
enjoy
them that
them.
much, but I do like them a lot. They are tasty. I prefer malt to a shake, though.
Well, there you go. I'll get some malt mix.
I'm a bit old-fashioned.
I'll bring you a Shamrock Shake and we can throw some malt mix in it. What do we think of that?
Wouldn't that be heathenistic to your cult?
No, it's still Shamrock. The Shamrock is the important part.
Okay.
If you're gonna have a Shamrock, Shamrock Shake, Shamrock McFlurry, you may not be,
You're going to be in the lowest part of the cult.
Exactly.
But you're still it.
right, but you're still welcome.
Okay. Got it. 3 and counting, so just wait. We gotta remember to ask Ben again next week. How many did he actually consume so far? Because we have all the way till March. We have almost exactly a month. Because today's the 18th.
And McDonald's is only 2 blocks away.
It is. We are very close to a McDonald's.
Which is not always a good thing. Not even usually.
Mm. Personally, it doesn't tempt me all that much.
No, the problem is right next door to the McDonald's is a Taco Bell.
Even that doesn't tempt me too much. I'd prefer to have some better food than that, but that is our nightly argument. What's for dinner?
I think that's the world's nightly argument.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I said it last week, but you know, the greatest scam ever pulled, you know, by the adult world was the, you know, hiding of the hardest part of adulting. Deciding, you know, figuring out what's going to be for dinner every single night for the rest of your life. It's annoying and tedious. And then on top of that, you actually have to make whatever it is.
Or, you know, have a spouse who cooks.
Or have a spouse who cooks. Like some people are blessed with.
Yes. I did that pretty well. I actually was the person who cooked when we first got married. And then between working later shifts than him and having a kitchen that I hated and refused to cook in.
Refused to step foot in. If you could avoid it.
Yep. Meant all the cooking fell to Ben after that. I mean, I despised that house. That kitchen.
Which is why we left.
Yep.
And now we have the perfect house. And it is amazing.
Yep. Love our house. And our studio. Which is, you know,
Big part of why the house is amazing.
my favorite part of the house, of course. Even though we are starting construction on the studio soon.
We will be, yeah.
Yep. Very soon. We're getting close. As soon as the commissions are gone, we are going to start demoing some walls and making it even bigger in here. So, yeah.
Well, you know, it's just we've had friends over so often lately.
Yes. We host painting nights with our friends and, well, painting days.
Right?
So.
And, you know, it's just, it's a little bit crowded and we have, you know, some relatively unused space. So we're going to try and pull down a wall and put everything to its best use.
Yep. And that'll be fantastic. Alright, guys. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is going to be, like, miniature painting sacrilege.
What are you doing?
I have to paint the base.
Oh.
The client requested it. So, the wonderfully clean, sharp-looking black base has to be changed out.
Yeah, but see, that's not on you.
It's not on me, but I'm the one who has to do it. And it just feels wrong. Bases always go black. That's how they look finished. That is the last step of every figure. Signifies it's done. All of that goodness.
That's not a good gold.
No, it's not. That's why I gave it to you. It's the gold I never use. Here, I don't know how much you have to do, but you can use what's left over of mine.
Now I gotta wait for this one to dry.
Well, do me a favor. Do not turn on the hairdryer.
I'm not. I wouldn't do that to these nice people.
We do not need that volume going on.
No. Besides, neither of us wants that for our heads.
Nope. It is kind of a crummy day here in Michigan, weather-wise.
Okay, let's be honest. Let's be completely fair about this. For February, it's
Fine.
right. It's darn. I mean, it's in the 40s. The sun was, and everything is melting. It's not the mid 20s like it was 2 weeks ago, but it was wet and
It was dark and wet today. Dark and it wasn't quite raining, but dark and rainish.
it was February.
Just that kind of whole dark thing that makes you not want to get out of bed in the morning. So, also the kind where the temperature, the pressure is just like beating down on your head if you're sensitive, like
Both of us are.
right. So, but I'm not going to complain about that because you know what? I don't have migraine. I mean, I have a small headache from the pressure, but that is not a full-on migraine, and I will take that any day.
Thank you, Dr. Neurologist.
Yes, my doctor is the best. So. Absolutely love him. And he fixed me, so.
That's most of why we love him.
Well, yeah, but he's also awesome. And guys, he used to play Warhammer. He's one of us.
One of us.
When I told him, I was a miniature painter, he was like, oh, Warhammer. Actually, I didn't even tell him I was a miniature painter. The first time it came up, it was, I had just gotten back from Adepticon. And so I was he was like, I had to talk, because this is, of course, post-COVID, so, of course, you got to tell them anytime you leave the state. So he's like, oh, you left the state. Where did you go? I said, oh, I went to Adepticon. And he's like, oh, I used to play Warhammer. It's like, oh my gosh, you're awesome. You are so cool. So, and he also, does work with MMA fighters, and
He's just a pretty cool guy all around.
yep, he's very athletic. So he doesn't look like he'd be one of us normal nerds, but he totally is. And he's totally sweet and accepting of everybody and non-judgmental, and
Well, that's because he's one of us.
exactly. So he's just perfect. No, I'm not in love with my neurologist.
No, she's in love with me.
He's far too young. But the way I go on, you might wonder.
All right.
But, yeah, he's a great guy. And I do absolutely love that he fixed me. Oh, and he does everything he can to make things cheaper for his patients and better. Like, who doesn't love a doctor who does that?
Exactly.
So, but that's my neurologist for you. I actually have I had to get a copy of A Brain in a Jar that I'm going to paint up for him at some point. Hopefully soon. I couldn't find it. I was searching everywhere for The Brain in the Jar. I could not get my hands on a copy. And my absolutely fantastic friend Dan gave me his, so I could use that. He is the absolute best too.
Dan is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've got good people in our lives.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay, so now we're gonna let that dry. That base dry, and while that base dries, we're gonna go back to the other one. What do you guys think of that?
Sorcery.
We should be able to get the dry brushing done now.
It's sorcery, I tell you.
Somebody's trying to talk to me. But I'm talking to all of you, so they're gonna have to wait.
Ooh.
I know. But what else am I gonna do? I'm not gonna drop everything on the live stream to go check a message,
That's good.
right? How rude.
All right, Stephanie Tanner.
That was a thing in my house well before Full House ever came on the air.
Yeah, but you just totally did that with Stephanie Tanner inflection.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
I don't know. That's just the way we always did it. It's just a thing.
Oh, the camera froze.
Oh no!
Well,
Well, it just froze recently.
yeah. Let's see what we can do about that.
I mean, this one's still working.
That's the important one.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't really need to see me, but it would be nice to not be looking up my nose. That would be, very, very helpful. Stand by, guys. We're getting that fixed.
We're trying.
In the meantime, whoops, I will get this dry brushing on camera, so you can at least watch that.
Whoops.
Whoops, what's whoops?
Oh, I just turned it all the way off. There you are. You're back.
Okay, well, hi, everybody.
Now we just gotta get you back where you need to be.
Get the zoom in.
Yep. Since it doesn't keep that.
Yep.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yes, thank you, and welcome. It's nice of you to join us. As we paint up some bases.
Shiny Mew paints. I bet they have cats.
That is a great name.
Thank you for a heads up. We really appreciate it.
Oh,
What'd you do?
I hit all of that wonderful black rim with the dry brush.
Well, see, now you can do it on camera and they get to see it.
Yep. As soon as I finished the dry brush. Because, of course, this didn't take it high enough.
Shiny says, looking
So-
great so far. Better than I could paint, that's for sure.
Oh, you can get there. It's just a matter of practice. And trust me, I've practiced.
That's been the topic of the whole stream tonight.
Yes, it has. So, it's just a matter of practice. I found miniature painting a few years back. Oops, there goes my hair. And became obsessed with it. So I started studying everything I could and practicing every night. And I went for like a year and a half straight painting every single day, for a couple hours every single day. And that's all it takes.
You make it sound so simple.
It is simple. It's just tedious, and it's a lot. So,
It's simple. It's just not easy.
yes, that's exactly it. Especially when your life gets in the way.
Which it is inevitably going to do.
Yep.
Mark wants to know, what is that round boy? That is one of Impact Mini's chibis that will be on display at Adepticon. It's some character from a video game, but we can't remember what, and all the information is in Mandy's phone, which she's using to film.
Something Esquire, ESQ or something. I don't know.
Mon ami. Isn't that... Yeah, that is... I feel like that...
Okay, there we go. And there he is. So I think we're gonna just black room him here. I'm pretty happy with where he's at. Hey, don't pour that. Use what's left over here.
Too late, I already did, but
Oh.
okay.
We'll use this, it's more expensive. He was gonna use craft paint. But I have the same exact color that I just poured a little too much of for the dry brush. So, you gotta love it when the paint just oozes out way more than you expect. So,
It is a pretty cool little figure. It was an absolute beast to put on the base
Yeah.
because it's got little teeny... It
got
doesn't
little
have feet, it's just got little points.
tiny points there for the feet, so we had to pin it. So there are metal pins holding it to the base. But it's pretty cool. We've got Impact Minis does a lot of chibi figures. I actually paint for them for their conventions. I do some of the display models, and they have pop culture figures. I just did some orcs, some 40K orcs that are chibi style.
Those turn out fun.
I've also got some Sisters of Battle, chibi style, to paint up. And then there's just other fun random things. They have a whole, like, Princess Bride series. They've got all the Thundercats. They've got... And they're all chibi like that.
I
That
think I
little
need
cute
to do
little...
the is a little bit better.
Yes. It's a cute little figure like that. That chibi look. What else have I done? I did Snake from
Snake
Escape
Plissken.
to New York, or
Escape
Escape
from
from
New
New York.
He also did Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China, yeah.
Mark says he's painted some of Impact's chibis for friends. See? He knows.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. So, I absolutely love that company. Tom, the owner, is fantastic. And
If you're going to Adepticon this year, tell him we say hi.
yes, stop by, see the figures, say hi, get something from the website if you're not going. You can buy anything online. Again, they're fantastic.
Shameless plug, shameless plug.
Yeah. I gotta plug him because he's just the best. And they're a small business, and I'll tell you, they've really kind of felt it since with all the tariffs and stuff. So definitely a small business that needs any love and support that we can. So, not that they're in any trouble or anything. They're still running Kickstarters for different dice. Actually, I think those have finished. But they also have all the unique and cool dice. And if anyone plays...
I got a D7 from them. Adepticon is on my someday list of places to go.
It's definitely a fun place to be. That was where I met Tom. I actually he has the chibi version of all of the D&D cartoon, all the kids and Venger and the Dungeon Master, and that was a big thing for my youth. I was obsessed with that cartoon, and so I had to get all of them, and we got to talking, and I started painting for him. So that was pretty awesome. But I adore Impact Minis. They're
Okay, we're gonna
so much fun.
We're going to throw somebody whom we don't know at all under the bus a little bit, telling this story.
Are we?
The way Mandy got started painting for Tom, she was talking about, you know, how she was going to take these home and paint them. She was a painter. She had just started commissions. She had gotten like her second or third commission.
No, I was actually doing commissions for about a year at that point.
Oh, okay. Whatever. And he made mention about something about, you know, oh, how are you on, you know, your timelines? And she was like, oh,
I'm a pretty fast painter.
Right. He had sent out 3 figures to a painter 2 years earlier.
And still hadn't gotten them
still
back.
waiting to get them back.
So, yeah.
To put on display.
Yeah. So, he went with me.
Since in the 2 years since then, you've painted what? 50 or 60 pieces for him?
Probably up thereabouts, at least. So. But it's actually been like 3 years, so.
Okay, 3 years, but still.
But yeah. So I definitely love working with them. And he was like I said, last year we didn't go to Adepticon. We went to GaryCon instead, and they're like back to back. One's
one weekend, the other's the next weekend.
Right. So couldn't afford both, so we checked out GaryCon for the first time because, you know, we had previously been going to Adepticon. And honestly, we were getting frustrated with Adepticon because of the whole parking situation.
Mark says even I can paint 3 minis in a year.
Right. But yeah, so Adepticon was basically they had just outgrown their space, and they did move to a different venue that year.
Moved to Minneapolis.
But at the same time, like I said, I was still kind of frustrated from the previous year, and I thought, why not check out GaryCon? Let's just try it and see if that's better, because it's more D&D focused, which is where my heart really lies when it comes to miniatures. I like that a lot better than Warhammer. Don't get me wrong, Warhammer figures are great, but I don't play the game. I do play D&D though. So, we went out to GaryCon, and that was fun, but we will not be going back to GaryCon either because there's a lot less miniature painting stuff at GaryCon. So while it is more D&D and that part I like, there's less miniature painting. In fact, there was only one painting company that was there, and that was Army Painter. They were the only paint company at GaryCon. And again, as much as I like D&D and stuff, miniatures, my business, miniature painting, and there just wasn't a whole lot of it there. So I'm going to go back to Adepticon where there is more miniature painting. So, just not this year because it's just not working out financially for me this year. I'm trying to save money. Yes, technically it's I do the budget. He does the cooking, I do the budget.
My Warhammer minis usually sit unloved. My D&D minis get used more frequently. Yep,
Aww.
that's about the same.
Yep. That's about it. So I've got I mean, honestly, I've barely been able to touch any of my minis in myself, my personal minis, in a long time. I maybe get to do, I don't know, what would you say, like 5 a year? Just for myself, not for video, not for a commission.
Depends on whether or not you're trying to work on Tiamat or not.
That's true. I have been working on a Tiamat for 2 years now. Actually, yeah, exactly 2 years now. But she's almost there. And I am going to make it this year. I have to. Because, oh crap. Sorry. Eraser brush, need to clean off that flour. There. Yellow is the worst to work with. But since we are changing the studio and we're doing a whole big reconstruction project, tearing down walls, I actually can't take any miniatures right now. So once these commissions are gone, I will definitely be finishing up Tiamat because that's all I have left, and then I can do more of my own stuff. But I just have always stayed so busy with commissions, and that's a good problem to have. I'm not really complaining, but I do need to, I do sometimes sacrifice my own
Being able to pay
painting
for yourself
it.
is still a big deal.
It is. I always push myself off. But, alright, well, I think that's it. Lilymon, pan her up again. I think she's done. We've got all the changes that he requested, so basically once this dries, I will take some final photos of her and send the owner of this figure the pictures to approve or request more changes.
What are you going to do to paint for another hour?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Guys, that was like literally all I had planned.
Mark says she's cute.
So, oh, thank you. Alright. What else do I have around here that's already primed? Oh, look at that. I have a...
She's all floppy all of a sudden.
Yeah, she keeps doing that. She's another one. You can see the pin we used to try and stick her into the handle better.
She doesn't want to stay in place at all.
No, she doesn't, and I don't want to. She's going to be too difficult to paint on her base because it's a giant staircase. So,
She's supposed to be Elsa.
yes, she is.
She was a Kickstarter, Fairy Tale Foxes.
Yes, but she was primed, and then I had used her as an example for something that I was doing, some lesson I was giving to one of the patrons, and that's where all those weird colors are coming from. It's from whatever was going on in that lesson. But what we can do is I can pick some random colors and make a cool palette, and we can paint her up. And then we'll be painting something of mine for fun.
Ooh.
So it flows right into the conversation.
Well, that worked out very nicely.
I know, right? Okay, but this is driving me nuts. I do have to pull my hair back.
I was surprised it wasn't back when you came down here.
I tried to leave it down because it's always back and I wanted to, mix it up a little bit. But it's always back because that gets it out of my way while I'm working.
I think your hair looks good when
So.
it's down, so just FYI.
Well, thank you. So do I, but if it's going to get in my way of painting, then it's not very good. So. Alright. So we're going to get her all painted up. And that'll be fun. Oh, that's what I had done. I was talking about doing an ice because she's frozen.
Right.
Frozen. So I was going to be doing icy colors. And I was explaining to somebody how I was doing it with the lesson. That's what I was doing. And then I went in completely different direction right now.
Oops.
So, I don't know.
Oh, is this going to be another random roll?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't going to random roll, but what do you guys think? Should I do her with more of an icy look? Or should I just give her a nice skin tone? Awesome skin tone. What would you guys prefer to see?
Chat's being shy.
Yep, that's okay. They'll get to it. They're busy.
And they're allowed to be shy in general. I don't care.
That's true. Izzy's not here today either. She had a prior commitment, and she's usually like the most
She's
talkative
definitely not
one.
shy.
Nope, it's awesome. Love her.
We love everybody. Don't play favorites.
I'm not. So far, I've listed at least 3 people that my neurologist, Tom, Dan, Izzy, you.
Just having a whole love fest over there, aren't you?
Yep, I love everybody. Why not? Gotta spread some love in the world, right?
Shiny says normal skin.
Normal skin. Okay. We're gonna do normal skin. I like it. Which is good because, honestly, icy skin is hard unless you're really gonna lean into that blue. And it's just not as much fun to paint. I love painting skin tones. Okay, funny story. I love painting natural skin tones now. When I was learning to paint them, I hated it.
I had a breakdown.
Had a total mental breakdown. I was practically throwing the model across the room.
There's no practically. You were literally.
Luckily, it was a Reaper model, guys. Nothing happened to it. It was plastic. Plastic, like bones. OG bones material. So, totally survived hitting a wall.
Yep.
And just a wall. I didn't throw it at Ben or anything. I did scream at him quite a bit, though.
Oh, yes. That was a
Because
fantastic night.
I was so upset by the whole ordeal. It was such a crazy. It was so frustrating.
She was so
such
convinced it was
nightmare.
going to be so easy.
I was following along. I was following a tutorial. I was doing the same type of figure. It wasn't the exact same figure, but the same figure in the same kind of pose, following along on a Vince Venturella video. What could go wrong? I'm using the same paints. I'm watching him do it. I'm doing it. Yeah, no, a lot could go wrong.
A lot did go wrong.
It did. It really did.
And then just a week or two ago, you found a whole new idea for skin
I did.
that you've absolutely fallen in love with.
Yeah, that is totally true. And now I've evolved and I do skin very different from that particular way that I learned. I think it's important to keep learning and to learn new tricks because, you know, just you want to always be evolving and growing, and you never know what's going to work for you. That's the one big thing that I love to preach is, you know, don't watch one person paint.
Mark says, skin is challenging. Sometimes I'm successful, other times my models look like a burn victim.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're going to like this one then. I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing. But I'm starting with a very dark reddish skin tone or shadow color. This is Hull Red by AK. I absolutely love this color. It's a very dark reddish brown. And now I'm going to lean into some pinker tones, but more skin-like pink tones. So, for example, here, we'll go Rosy Shadow. This is a Reaper paint. So we're going to start going into that normal skin tone from here. And then from there, we're going to actually take it into a more yellow, sunny skin tone. So let's do no. Okay. All of my skin tones that I want are behind the board. So that's fun.
What are you looking for?
I am looking for sunny skin tone.
I've got tanned skin.
No.
Peachy flesh.
No. I want something more yellow.
Okay.
Golden skin or something along those lines.
Youthful flesh.
Nope. Oh, nope. That one's too bright.
Okay.
Here it is.
You see me trying to be helpful, everybody.
Yep. So here it is. Sunny skin tone. So we're going to go into that after the rosy shadow. And that's going to pull it away from being so red and so pink. So that's kind of one of the secrets is you go into that and then you go into your highlights and your brighter colors. Such as that should work nicely. That is Fair Skin from Reaper. So it's a very light color.
And she will probably not have time to get through all of this today.
Well, here's what we'll do. I'll do a small area, so that way I can show you the full thing. We'll just do her face. And that way I can show you the whole thing because I'm just going to be doing her face. Alright. Now one of the keys to this is there's going to be a lot of layers, but it's going to look great. And for the most part, I'm not going to say 100%, but for the most part, doing it this way, you can get away without even glazing. Because I know a lot of people have struggle with glazing. And yes, I am one of them. So, honey, can we zoom in on her
Absolutely.
face?
Absolutely. Give me one moment.
There we go. Okay, so that you guys can see it. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this is going to be what we do every time we switch paints, So this is a 50-50 mix. So this is rosy shadow mixed with the hull red. And
Up a little bit, up a little bit.
Sorry, she wants to come off her handle. So I'm going to make short, small lines kind of around. So I'm going to leave some texture there for what I'm not hitting, what I want to be in the darkest recesses. Now when we're dealing with the face, unless you're doing extreme lighting, there's not very much that you want to leave at that darkest skin tone. So we're going to be covering most of the face with this color. But this type of painting where I'm doing these kind of small quick lines everywhere, that kind of sketch look.
You're sliding off to the side.
Thank you. That kind of sketch look that I'm doing here real quick is what we're going to continue doing. That's going to be the whole technique. Just layer on layer on layer. And I've done this so far a couple times, but even the first time I did it, I'm going to tell you, this thing came out so incredible. I had never created skin tone that looked that realistic before. I was shocked, especially the first time trying it. Okay. So there we go. Now, we're not going to do a second coat. I'm going to go straight into the rosy shadow. And again, I'm leaving a little bit more behind in those areas. A little of that previous color. And now this one, being more closer to a mid-tone, we're going to leave a lot more than we did of the first one. So
you're down in the corner.
Hold on, I'll get ya. Okay, I swear it feels like I'm not moving at all, but clearly I'm like wandering as I do it. Okay. So it's that same kind of sketch lining, but we're going to, again, leave a little bit more than we did in the previous one. Sorry, I need a little more water on my brush here. Key thing is to make sure you definitely have plenty of water on your brush so you get good flow. Okay.
Shiny wants to know if we're link friendly around here. Like as in you want to put up a link to another video in chat? That goes along with what we're talking about right now? You're sliding down the corner again.
Sorry, guys. Trying not to move it too much. And now I'm doing a second coat, but I am leaving it smaller. So even though it's the same amount or the same paint, I'm actually leaving less of it, as if it was a different layer. Did we get an answer about the link?
No, we're still waiting.
Okay. Alright, I'm confused as well, so. Inquiring minds want to know. Hold on just 1 second.
Sorry, we still consider ourselves newbies in this whole game. We don't know all the lingo yet.
No, yeah. We only started streaming this year, so it's sort of brand new to it. Okay.
I don't think we'd be averse. We don't like it when bots do it, but
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, we'll take it down. Okay, so now here's where I'm gonna get where we're gonna get into a little more with the process. Okay. And if I do that, can I move the camera more? There we go. That's a little better. Okay, at least that gives me the edge of the desk to use. Okay, so here's where I'm going to start going with the back and forth. So now I'm going to reinforce some of that previous shadow color by sketching it back the other way. Just in the main areas that I want it to be in.
sorry, my chair is creaky.
Yes, it is.
I'll get your soda for you whenever you'd like it.
Okay. Alright, so we got that going a little more. And I'm going to kind of do this side over here the same way. So I'm kind of re-establishing those shadows again.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see progress.
Oh yeah, that would be fantastic.
That sort of thing we absolutely love.
Yep. We are all about helping the community. So, feedback, suggestions.
Progress.
Yep, show us all of it. We'd love to see that. So again, now I'm just going to kind of go over this. So I'm kind of using like a million little layers to blend it all in. But very specific strokes while I'm doing that. And it's very much about kind of leaving a little bit of texture there with those lines. That's why everything we're kind of doing is very focused on these lines. And once we've got that blended fairly well, probably need to go a little darker back here. Kind of. There we go. Okay. So now that I've got that fairly well blended, I'm going to switch to the sunny skin tone mixed with the rosy shadow. Now this one is going to be quite shocking when you see it because it goes very yellow very quick. But what that's going to do is tone down that, oh my gosh, it's too pink. Okay, and then we're taking Sunny Skin Tone and assuming that is our mid-tone. Same thing right around here. And again, we're just doing those small little lines and this kind of like sketching style. We just want to sketch out where we want this shade to be, this color. A little bit brighter over here. Just under the chin. And then on this side, which is my shadowed side, I'm going to hit a lot less because I only want to hit what's under the eye and on that cheekbone. There we go.
Nice.
Okay. And so now we're going to do same thing all over again, but with just the Sunny Skin Tone. So when I told you there's a lot that goes into it, it's a lot, but it's a lot of little like this. Just little bits, little layers, that sort of thing. Okay. In here. And I'm getting off screen again. There we go. Chin.
All
Right in here. A little more water.
1 minute while I grab that, and I will show off pictures to Mandy.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. So now again, she looks pretty terrible here, but we're going to go back and we're going to do the blending of the two colors again. So I'm going back to the 50-50 and take that back down to, and that's the 50-50 of the rosy shadow and the sunny skin tone. And then the same thing over here. I'm going to do that a little bit right in here. And by constantly doing that back and forth, again, we're kind of blending it all together. But just very slowly back and forth with lots of little lines.
Oh, that's super cute.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That figure is awesome. Alright, that is very, very cool. So.
You've got mail.
I've got mail, guys. Okay.
And then there's that one.
Oh, very nice. That pink and black is really awesome. Why won't it let me?
It wouldn't let me make it bigger either, so.
Okay, I can't zoom in well on that one, but that looks very, very cool.
They're both super cute.
Yes, they are. Okay.
Love those.
Now, the other reason I like doing this way is because it actually adds more, there we go, adds more layers. By adding more layers to the figure, we're increasing the vibrancy of the colors on the figure. Because basically, acrylic paints are translucent, meaning you'll always see the layers below it showing through.
Shiny says 5 years of practice, and it shows.
And then by adding all those layers, basically you just have, it feels like you have more color on the figure, and so you get more vibrant results.
So that would make her a COVID painter too.
Yes.
To some degree.
Yeah, that's...
It's a very common story.
Yeah. I think it's awesome that a lot of people had time during that time to get into it. Get into the hobby. I personally didn't. I was still working, but I didn't have any other obligations outside of work, so I still did get to do a whole lot more. But I was deemed essential, so I didn't get the whole COVID break that everyone else got. I had to keep working. But now you can see she's kind of getting a little bit more more of a natural skin tone with some variations, because we have some yellow based skin tone and some red, so it kind of gives you that more dynamic look to the skin than just sticking with, like, say, a triad or something like that.
I have 2 3D printers and never use them. I was going to print a ton of minis for my games. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yep.
Got in a hobby March of COVID. Yep.
Yeah, we have a couple 3D printers as well that we do all the time for commissions and stuff like that. But, man, all it does is it adds to your digital pile of shame.
Right.
So...
Mark says he's looking forward to the next plague.
Yeah.
And Shiny got into it to compete with her sister who lives in Maine.
Oh, very nice.
She's not in any of those creepy Stephen King books, is she? I have to.
Yes.
Every time I hear about Maine, I have to make it.
I
Terrible
gotta say,
Stephen King joke.
I gotta say, I know it's awful, but honestly, COVID was really good to us. And it's horrible to say because I know a lot of people went through you know, a really bad time during that period. But
We are resin printers over here.
we actually really made out very well from that situation. So
I looked at filament for a little while and just never could, I heard too many horror stories about having all of your settings dialed in and getting one print that printed just fine and the next 5 didn't, and then you get one that did, and the amount of replacement parts that people had on hand and things like that. Filament never.
I don't like the look of filament
And
personally.
Mandy doesn't like the look, so resin worked out very
So,
nicely.
Yeah, we love it. This is actually a resin print from our 3D printer. So, okay, so now I am doing Sunny Skin Tone 50/50 with the Fair Skin, Reaper Fair Skin.
Honestly, this is unpopular opinion. We came out the far side of COVID way better.
Yep. We did. I mean, I still had to work. He did get some time off.
I got like 6 to 8 months off.
Not as much as everybody else, but he did get some time off.
So Shiny stayed in the Shining Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, which would be
nice.
absolutely awesome. That would be very cool.
Very, very cool.
And Daniel has 2 Anycubic Mono X's, and I loved them when I was more actively using them. The Mono X was decent. I cracked the screen on mine, and we replaced it with Elegoo models, and I like the Elegoos a lot better. Yeah, Daniel's in the same boat as you. He worked the whole COVID lockdown as well.
Yeah, I had to work the whole thing, but he didn't, and with the stimulus check and all of that was going on, we got into the hobby. We were able to buy the 3D printers. We were able to still save money, and then we were able to buy a new house. So for us, it was just like the best time ever. Which again feels really terrible to say because I know a lot of other people really did go through a lot that time, and it was the biggest nightmare for them. But
Shiny says it was a creepy ass hotel, hella haunted, but didn't see or hear anything. That doesn't surprise me very much.
Doesn't surprise me either. I love watching like those. I love horror movies. That's kind of a very known fact. I talk about that all the time. I actually have, you guys, I have a video coming up that is literally how to paint a creepy clown with the scariest looks and everything. It's awesome. That clown turned out amazing, and I cannot wait for you guys to see that video.
Daniel says that's
awesome.
amazing. Nothing to feel terrible about. Everyone is allowed to be happy for their success. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely agree with that. But that was when I found the hobby. But I obsessed with it. And at my job, I was able to watch like YouTube tutorials. So I would watch all these YouTube tutorials during day while I was working. And then at night, I would finish work, eat dinner, and then try them all out and paint all night until it was time for bed. So that became my life during COVID. It was a lot of fun, and it really hasn't changed much. Like, at all. Except I don't have to look up YouTube tutorials so much anymore. Okay.
20 minutes.
So we are doing pretty good here. So now I would actually normally take this even higher. As far as the highlights go, this highlight just doesn't quite go up as high as I want it to. But overall, I think we're doing pretty good with it. Not too bad for, too shabby for throwing it together last minute. Okay, get in here. Get a little more on the nose and the forehead. Okay.
I'm now working in a kitchen 6 hours a week, so sadly have very little time for fun hobbies like this. 60 hours a week, not 6. That's just a little bit of a difference. Yes.
Well, to be fair, I thought you meant 6 days a week, so although 60 hours you probably
may
are.
as well be, yeah.
Yeah, so. Alright, so now what I'm doing is taking just a thin,
We'll be here.
thin little bit of that red hull shadow color. And I'm just incorporating a little more of that.
What kind of kitchen? What's your guys' specialty? I'm just curious. I like food.
Yeah. Ben is a big food guy.
And since you mentioned it, you brought up the kitchen.
Oops.
Are you going to join the 6 days a week, 10 hours a day? So
Yeah.
since you're a kitchen person, a cook person, are you going to join our glorious cult of the Shamrock Shake this year?
Ben has a thing, obsession with shamrock shakes.
Shamrock Shakes are fantastic.
And we are definitely
And they should be worshipped by consuming as many of them as possible.
before they're gone.
Exactly. Since they are a limited time item. You know how most people go nuts about the McRib and, you're way down. Haha. Welcome back, Craig.
Hello, hello.
My brother in the glory of Shamrock. I'm trying to get us another member. This is where I disappoint you. I don't like mint. He doesn't like mint like that. I don't want to drink toothpaste milkshake.
I get that. I actually don't usually like mint either. The Shamrock Shake is the one exception. Shamrock Shake or mint ice cream I can handle. But yeah, I actually I have to special order toothpaste because I cannot I can't stand the mint flavor.
She's actually got watermelon toothpaste, y'all.
Watermelon flavored, yeah.
She went out somewhere and found watermelon toothpaste. I was very confused by it.
Yeah, I cannot handle mint, that taste. It is not pleasing to me either. Again,
Feel free.
Again, the one exception being the Shamrock Shake. Like, that one I do like, but...
That's what the stream is here for, Shiny. You lurk and paint along all you like.
Please do. Nothing better than that.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's what I do through most of them.
Okay, so what I'm doing now is just putting a little more of the pinks and reds back in to act as like blush and kind of carry those over.
Daniel's joking about childhood roots and tasty toothpaste. Yeah, back when, bubblegum toothpaste was a thing. Everybody remember bubblegum toothpaste?
I actually have some of that too.
See, that stuff I would use. That stuff doesn't surprise me.
It's in our bathroom. It's in the medicine cabinet.
Okay.
I love it. I cannot do mint. I will not
You will not brush your teeth?
I will not. Like, I will gag, I will choke, I will not make it. It just does not work for me. So, I really, really hate it. Cannot tell you how much I typically hate that mint flavor. But again, you know, there's a few times I like it. Again, shamrock shakes I can do. Yeah, I just was never able to kind of force myself into so here, show you
Looking
guys
good.
where she is. So you can see we've got some good shading, we've got some good color going on. I actually would like to incorporate a little more red because that hull red just looks a little too brownish. So kind of bring out a little more of a makeup look on her and that sort of thing. But overall, as far as the skin tone goes, that's pretty good for how quick we just pulled that out and did that randomly. So, and again, no glazing, nothing spectacular, just layering with tiny lines. So,
Y'all were randomly suggested to me on YouTube while I was scrolling. Love to stop by smaller streams. I subscribe, and I'm sure I'll be back in bedtime for
Okay.
another 10
well, thank you so much. I'm so excited that you were randomly suggested, and I hope to see you soon. And definitely check out some of the videos. We've got a lot of good tutorials, and that's kind of just what I focus on is anything I can do to help anyone on their painting journey. So
We will look forward to it.
definitely. We're actually going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. We stream every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m.
And we try
So.
and put out videos on Saturdays.
Right,
try.
every week, but usually, you know, sometimes we have to miss a week or so.
Craig wants to know, are you glazing the cheeks or still building up base? Does all your base still belong to you?
No, that was not glazing. That was just basically just
New skin tone style.
painting that in with the whole idea of the style. And I'm gonna, like I said, I had wanted to add some more color anyway. But the whole idea of it is just to keep doing like little lines and kind of sketch in the colors that you'd like. And that way you're able to take it, so this is a pink, but you're able to take it through all the different shades that a human skin tone would actually go through.
Craig says his Gilded Goblin brushes are taking their sweet time.
Oh no.
Yeah, especially because,
I know Izzy just got hers.
yeah, so you should be
So.
getting yours pretty soon. I know you ordered them pretty similar timing, so.
Yeah. So the nice thing about this is you don't have to really glaze. You can just use this like texture of these small little lines and dashes to blend everything in properly. And that's how I did the goblin one that we were looking at in the patron streams. So now I'm going to come back with more of the skin tone, and again you can see I'm just going to do the little lines and dashes and kind of blend it in that way. So it's a lot of back and forth. But you don't have to glaze that way.
Oh no!
Oh no, what?
So he's looking at the tracking. They went from Texas to Indiana to Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Then, for whatever reason, they stayed on the plane and went to Colorado.
Oh no!
Bounced around Colorado. And they're back in Indiana again.
Okay, well, at least they're back in Indiana. So that's pretty good.
That's wild.
Yeah.
On the upside, that's all on, that's all on FedEx or whomever, so.
Right. That's those bad delivery people. Gonna say, I didn't think Angel would be that bad. He's seems
Angel
really
seems like he's trying
on
to be
top
pretty
of
on
stuff.
top of things.
Yeah, so.
He says they're getting closer.
Don't worry, they'll be in soon. And then you'll love them. You'll find the joy.
It's a beautiful shot of your thumb.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
I mean,
trying.
there's not much you can do about it.
No, not really. Again, absolutely nothing I'm doing here is glazing. It's literally just layering on layering on layering.
But very small, short, thin strokes.
Exactly.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bit much.
Now that.
That's why I apologize to everybody.
So now this is the hard part of it because it's just that back and forth, which does get kind of annoying.
Craig says, her
After a
pose
while.
suggests I'll take it from here, boys. Well, she is supposed to be, a version of Elsa, so
Right.
I could very much see Elsa giving that sort of
Technically, I think
vibe.
the figure is mostly seen this way, from this angle, when she's on the base. But she's looking pretty good. That skin. I mean, I hope you guys can see it better than I can on the TV, because on the TV here it just looks like a lot of the saturation is washed out. So hopefully you guys are seeing the colors a little bit better than that. But essentially keep going back and forth like that. Now the other two I did, I'm going to show just a slight portion of, because it's a naughty figure that should not be seen on
public
YouTube.
channels.
But I'll show you a little bit of the feet here, if I can get them.
You're gonna, yeah. There you go.
So you can, yeah, you really can't see.
No, it's gonna be hard to show. You could
Um,
try showing.
We'll go this way. Okay, hold on. There we go. So you can kind of see that leg there. Whoop. I can get it in screen. And again, I wish you guys could see the perfect coloring on it. But it really did work fantastically. And it just looked so realistic and amazing. So as I carry the rest of this out into the other skin, the rest of the skin here, it's definitely going to be far more noticeable. So, but again,
Craig wants to know if your light has a warmer tone you can switch to.
Actually, it does. That's cooler.
Does that sell it a little bit better?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Can you see it better there? It looks.
Looks a little bit better. Not totally.
Yeah, it looks a little more like it does in real life there. Let's try another setting. Yeah, no, now we're getting into the coolest tones. I think that one. Oh,
Craig says the legs looked superb. And yes, that piece looks awesome. And if it wasn't a adults only model, she would show it off a lot more.
I would. Okay, so there, that's probably the best I can show you guys. Just seeing true color on this.
Unfortunately, that throws it off for her painting.
It does. It's very, very yellow. But we are at the end of the stream, so that's okay. But I am going to, once I finish my commissions and finish up the Tiamat, I'll get some more work done on her and send you that. But we could, you know what we could do? Let's take a photo of it.
Okay.
We'll take a photo of it and we'll put it up on our page. So if you go to the community tab on our page, you'll be able to see the coloring of the face there.
Yeah.
All right. So that way you guys can see exactly what's going on. But honestly, it does. It's looking pretty nice. So I'm very excited about that. And I love how realistic the skin tone gets with this technique. Although I do have to keep perfecting it. It's not perfected yet. So, but I'll show you more as I do. So.
And sooner or later, there'll be a video about it, I'm sure.
Yes. Actually, she's supposed to be the video on it. So. But that's okay, because I'll continue the rest of it. So, and clearly, I need more practice at it, because it is not coming out the exact same way. And part of that is that it's a different recipe than the one I did for that one, but it still shouldn't matter that drastically. So I gotta figure out exactly what's going on that's a little wrong.
Craig's excited. He says, "Oh yes, pics, please."
Yes, I will get those up tonight so that you guys can see what that looked like. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to check back tomorrow. I'll get it up tonight. So, especially because here we are at the end of the stream.
Oh, you know what that means.
I know. It's a sad time. So now we've got to wait a whole nother week before we see you guys again. Except, let's see. Craig. No, yeah.
Yep, that's next week.
That's
Week
next
after next.
Thursday.
Yep.
So not tomorrow, but
Patron
the following
live stream
Thursday.
will be next Thursday.
Will be the patron live stream. So Greg will see you there. But for everybody else, it'll be next Wednesday again. Although we do have a video coming out on Saturday.
Yep.
So again, patrons, you already saw it. So Craig, you got to see that early, but everyone else will be up on Saturday, and then we'll be back on Wednesday.
Yep.
But until then,
Same mini time, same mini channel. Until then,
have fun.
keep creating.
Bye, guys.
everybody.